All right, Kenman here, and today is the completion of my three-part unboxing of my Bladebinge order. Yes, Bladebinge. Go check out Bladebinge. Here's a link right there. At their site, they basically they have a retail site with a bunch of new amazing brands and companies of knives that you can purchase. And they also have a secondary markets area where you can go and post your knives for sale that you can sell to other people in the knife community. Great little place over at Bladebinge. Check it out. I did place a larger order. And here's the link to my first video right there. And since it was such a large amount of knives and I talk forever, I decided to split it up into several parts, and I wanted to take basically the first. I opened 3 CJRBs that I already own that I'm going to be using for some custom projects, and so they'd already have been seen, those models on the channel, and there were a couple that were new, and so this is one of those. So I wanted to give the new knives that proper time to soak them in and really enjoy them and check them out. So today is the completion of my Bladebinge order. It's a Kubey. Check out Bladebinge. We got a Kubey. All right. So what Kubey is in here? Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I purchased everything at retail price. I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. Kubey. So this, I don't know how long it's actually been out. Not too terribly long. It is a newer offering from Kubey. Simple box and silica on the floor. And here is the knife. Kubey does vacuum seal or, seal up the bag. So you basically have to cut the bag open to get the knife out, which is fine. I actually had one that got soaking wet in the rain. And when I got to it, because it was in this type of a bag on the floor, it was dry. So it was cool. All right. So yeah, like I said, this is a newer model of Kubey. I think it came out middle of last year. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. This is the Kubey. I should be looking this stuff up before I. Merced? 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 M-E-R-C-E-D. Merced. Boom. What a cool shape on that, huh? So yeah, the Kubey Merced. I'm gonna grab my dirty cloth. Yeah, okay. Of course, I've got nothing but good ones here, and I got this big blop of oil right there. I'll wipe that off real quick. Pretty standard. You get a new knife, you're gonna have a little oil on it. Yeah. Okay. Kubey Merced. We're gonna call it. For now, we'll just say it's the Merced. We are looking at an AUS 10 steel, so kind of a budget knife. I guess my Demco 80 20.5 is AUS 10, but yeah, micarta handle in this kind of a brown, soft brown micarta with some texture or at least cutouts to it. Texture is kind of minimal. Nice big knife, but I have been considering doing some dye project micarta. This is one of them. We're going to dye this. What color would you like to see? You have to keep in mind when you dye something that you can only add color. We're already this kind of raw, reddish brown. So it's going to start there and go from there. I couldn't make this white or like bright yellow because it's already brown. So if I added yellow to this, it's going to be a more bright, kind of vibrant brown. Brownish kind of yellow, but you'll never be able to go backwards on the colors. You only basically go darker. Does that make sense? But like a blue or a green or a purple, if I added this to it, it can darken in, and I can make a really nice blue shade or a really nice green shade with that without much of a problem. What would we like to try? It's got that cool kind of cutout right in that area. Okay, so Kubey Merced. It's got a huge, long fuller hole for flicking. See if I can thumb it out. Yep, I can. I can also fail it. Flipper tab. So it's got some options. That flipper tab works pretty good. And the flick out seems to be pretty easy. What's everyone think about this Kubey Merced? Interesting shape. Long, pointy tip with this kind of harpoon way at the end. Almost kind of a thing. Look at that. My long index finger just makes it right into that spot. Nestled in there. Ready to make some cuts. I dig the shape of this. It's got an interesting look. Got a long, this is a full-size knife. Look at this in my hand. Gonna stretch out the hand grip a little bit, and we still got this big nub sitting out the end. This is a big one. I can dig it. That fuller hole where it comes way out like that, that's really cool. Drops down pretty easy. So flick out is simple from a natural position. Let's see if I go way up high here. Gets a little bit stiffer, but it's also kind of awkward to be way up like that. My natural position, I just put my finger in there and it flips out from that spot very well. There is kind of a forward choil, but I like to call this, or I guess I don't know what I like to call it, but I've been getting quite a few of these lately. The kind of the cutter choil, where you feel like you could put your hand there, but this little area right there, you're gonna catch that and get a little cut on yourself right there, I would imagine. This is large though. Look at that. You can get in there. Oof. I enjoy the feel of this knife. I'm just going to see how it drops a couple of shakes down, and it's there. Okay. Centering. Looks like it's pretty much centered good. Thumb flick out. Blade is solid. No real play in that at all. We've got some smaller jimps, kind of a micro jimp, but there's a good dozen or more of them right there. Right when you set your thumb in there, they sit right in that spot. They feel nice. I like that texture for those. They've got just enough depth to them that they've got a good feel, a good grip without being too like it's going to tear into your finger or whatever. Ooh. Happy so far. Flipper tab. This detent on this seems like it's pretty solid. Boom. See how that pulls that in pretty hard at the end there, right? So I'll try to fail the flipper tab, push it as light as possible. Still makes it all the way out. Get enough back pressure on there with that detent if it's done right. That pretty much you won't be able to get a one where it'll kind of pop out like that and just sit like that. This has enough pressure on it. It's tuned correctly that it makes it easy, because you're never going to sit there and try to delicately fail push it. You're just going to grab it and flip, and it's going to pop open. It's going to feel real nice. The action on this thing is great. I can dig it. Kubey Merced. Okay. Can I do that? There we go. Yeah, like I said, AUS-10 steel. We got this micarta handle that we're going to try to do a die with the black line. Everything's pretty much black on this, so a dark green I think would probably be the best. Maybe a dark blue, but dark green, change my mind. It's got a back spacer with a little lanyard hole in it. That looks like that's black already. Close up. Let's do a little pass over. I like Kubey does their little logo on the pivot. They also wrote Kubey right there. But they keep it pretty clean so it doesn't stick out that much. Got the designer logo. And it does say AUS-10. It looks like it says right there. But it keeps it a nice clean look. It doesn't, nothing really sticks out too much, too crazy looking. I am pretty happy about this purchase. It's a bigger knife. You know, I like them bigger. I've been getting the smaller ones lately, so here we are getting one that's a little bit larger. Excellent stuff. We are looking at, 8.5. Yeah, it is maybe just under, but it's pretty much at 8.5. How about that? That is big. 3.5 inches to the tip of the handle there. And then, about a 3.25 inch cutting surface without much belly. It's a pretty straight, I mean, it's got a curve, but there's not a whole lot of big sweeping belly to that. Kind of harpoon, point harpoon, like it goes way out. Sometimes they're up here, it goes way out there. I don't know, I like it. I think the shape is interesting. And the handle is 4.75 all day long. Boom. About a 1/2 inch thickness without the pocket clip. Great size. I like it. Okay, I use the comparison with the Pyrite. The Pyrite is not quite a full-size knife, so you got about a 1/2 inch or so on the top, 1/2 inch on the bottom. This Kubey Merced is definitely a full-size knife. I am on board with it. A couple other Kubeys. You know I love Kubey. Got quite a few of them. This is the Phemius, probably one of my favorites. Phemius is a little bit bigger. The knives that are on the bottom, the angle of the camera makes them look a little bit larger. So like from here now they look like they're about the same size. But the Phemius is just a little bit bigger. Look at the drop shut on this though. Oof. Phemius is a cool knife. Kubey makes some cool stuff. I need to zoom out for these bigger knives, huh? This is the Kubey Elang. It's a very large knife. Definitely the Elang beats it out as well. Elang I haven't seen around too much. I don't know too many people have those or have a video on them. I think it's a cool knife. It's big. It's got an interesting looking blade shape. Just a honking. Yeah. All right. So that was the rest of my unboxing from my Bladebinge order. So let's go ahead and get all of them out. Let me wipe this off real quick. Some fingerprints on there. What have I missed? Did I forget to say something? I don't know. So I got the Kubey Merced. The last one before this was the Vosteed Chipmunk, a cute little one. And then I had the 3 CJRBs. That is the Agave. And then we have the standard Echo and a mini Pyrite with a screaming electric blue. Boom. Where are my stickers, huh? Can I do this? I can. Of course I can. Bladebinge. Let's put that here so it's easier to see. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my order from Bladebinge. I mean, they did what they're supposed to do. I went online. I looked at the stuff that they had. I found the ones I want. I placed an order, and they put them in a box and they shipped them to me. I mean, there you go. Shipping went pretty quick. It was probably all of 4 days, I think. They're in Georgia, I believe, and I'm in Minnesota, but I think from when I placed my order to when I got it, it was less than a week. I know that for sure. So good turnover time, good packaging. They recycled the box, which I approve of. If you have boxes that other things fit in, you can reuse them. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But it was boxed up well. It had a lot of packing peanuts in there. Everything was safe, came nice. All the knives that I got, I'm happy with. They have, like I said, a lot of the companies are on their page. All the new offerings, all the knives that are out there, they've got most of them. And they also have that used market, the secondary market from people like us. So if you want to give Bladebinge a check, like I said, I'm not sponsored by them or whatever, but I do appreciate them. I met them at Blade Show, Texas. Very nice guys. And I don't mind giving them a little shout out, give them a little business. I'm going to order from them again really soon. And yeah, so that's the Kubey Merced. Very interesting looking. Oh, geez. Gonna fail it right at the end here. Of course. Got to make everyone happy, right? Really happy with this one. Very cool looking knife. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Helps me out, and I really appreciate it. More unboxings coming soon. More dies, more laser marking, more scrimshaw. I haven't been able to do the scrimshaw for a while. I need to get into that. But yeah, stay sharp. We'll see you soon.